Here's the Kia Optima, and for years if you were after a mid-sized sedan that didn't look bland and boring and like something Maud Flanders would drive, it was a heck of an argument for your family sedan dollar. Optima looked great inside and out, packed a healthy list of feature content at every price point, and because you can't get by on looks and features alone, it drove pretty darn good too.
Now that was the old Optima. There's a new one that's just come out. I'm sitting in it right now because it sucks outside, and it's completely advanced the original on all fronts to be, once again, one of the market's most persuasive choices in a high-style, affordable family sedan. Let's take a look, and maybe we'll start with a look at the new Optima driving somewhere where the weather is a little bit less crappy.
This is the latest Optima, which has again knocked it out of the park where styling is concerned. Malibu? Nope. Accord? Nope. Ultima? Try again. Fusion? Closer but no cigar. When it comes to the most daring and distinctive take on affordable family sedan styling today, this is the big one. You can picture the designers launching this thing and doing a mic drop. With its looks and feature content, the idea is simple. Optima is hoping to make its driver feel like they're in something a lot more expensive. Outside, daring sculpts, big dual exhaust, detail galore, that signature tiger nose grille flanked by bi-xenon headlamps, and a little turbo decal on the side so that would-be stoplight challengers know not to mess around. This thing looks serious, and that's whether it's driving somewhere nice and sunny or back to reality here during yet another burst of late spring-winter snowstorm up here in Sudbury. On board, well, pick nearly any little part of the cabin and you'll notice nice touches of modern flair, quality, and attention to detail. Quilted leather, for instance, was once reserved exclusively for cars driven by people who owned a house with a cheese room and had money fights, but Optima's got it all over its seats, which are also heated and chilled, power adjustable, and memory linked. Numerous colors and trim materials in various textures and lusters are layered one over the other for a rich look in here. The stereo system is a great big punchy Harman Kardon unit with plenty of firepower and quantum logic processing for a bright and potent sound no matter where you're playing your tunes from. There's a big central command screen with logical tactile buttons beneath for easy navigation of hundreds of functions, a drive mode selector to switch the Optima from a lazy eco cruiser to a riled up sports sedan with a click. The driver computer is full color, the steering wheel is heated, the panoramic sunroof is enormous. It all targets a younger and more affluent sort of luxury buff, not the kind that calls their grandkids 3 times a day for tech support with the iPad. So she's a styling knockout, but how does she drive? Well, highway cruising Optima SX-L's so-called sport tune suspension still rides with plenty of comfort, a little softness around the edges of some mildly stiff shocks, so you get responsive handling, a comfortable ride on nearly anything, and neither attribute stepping on the other's toes. It's comfort first. The Optima never crashes into bumps and doesn't feel like a loaf of soggy bread either. It's a decent long-haul tourer that's largely unbothered by some fast corners if you like.
Steering is typical electric power assisted. There's minimal actual feel of the road and the tires interfacing with it, though the steering action is precise, liquid smooth, and totally isolated from any abuse that might be going on between the tires and rough road surfaces up ahead. Whatever you drive on, none of the vibrations or bumps are transmitted back to the driver's fingertips at the wheel, and the Optima stays straight and true. It's not a setup that you'll like if you find yourself to be a bit of a steering aficionado, though it does help support the Optima's luxury side very nicely.
Noise levels are kept down nicely, though given the look of the cabin, you'd expect a luxury car vault-like level of quiet, and that's not the case. It is a quiet ride, but not as quiet on board as the cabin looks like it should be. Look for plenty of room, even for generously sized adults who typically avoid salads, plenty of at-hand storage, proper cup holders, numerous power and charging ports, and this new wireless recharging bin, which lets you put your compatible phone in here to juice the battery without plugging anything in. Witchcraft. Rear seats are heated, very roomy. Even full-size grown-ups will have legroom galore, though headroom tightens up fairly quickly for those of above-average height unless they lean right back. The trunk, extra deep, wide, generous, and ready to handle a weekend road trip for 4 or a $500 Costco run, or in our case, a load of camera gear with ease. Optima's top-level engine is not a V6, but a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder which drives the front wheels via a paddle shift automatic. You get 245 horsepower, that's 30 less than last year's Optima Turbo, though improved fuel economy is the promise. And from the driver's seat at full rip, this Optima SX-L Turbo still scoots when given the boots, though you're waiting a bit longer for the turbo to get breathing before full thrust comes online. This new engine does sound more pleasing than the old one, and it's liquid smooth and thick with torque. At times it even reminded me of an electric car. Mileage, pretty good. In town, enjoying the turbocharger at every chance. I did a thirsty 12 liters per 100 clicks at times, though once the novelty wore off a little, that fell down under 11. Highway cruising mileage was excellent, under 8 liters per 100 clicks. All said, I used just 9.5 liters per 100 overall. That's thrifty for a car with this much jam. Other notes, the tester featured a 360-degree camera system for easy parking and maneuvering in tight quarters, as well as radar hazard detection, which can alert you if you are about to rear-end, sideswipe, or even back out in front of someone as you leave a parking space. That's slick and confidence-boosting stuff for you or anyone driving your Optima. Complaints? Nothing major. Brakes are numb, they're powerful enough, but the feel and precision at the pedal is lacking, and the paddle shifters still fall far behind many comparable models for speed and response when you click for a shift. My other favorites in this segment right now include the Subaru Legacy Touring, which has all-wheel drive and an even better sorted highway ride, and the new Chevrolet Malibu, which has a ride, handling, and steering feel that's even more sharply fine-tuned. End of the day though, Optima is a real heavy hitter when featured content and especially standout styling are at the top of your family sedan wish list. Pricing from $23,700 with this top-line Optima SX-L Turbo coming in from just under $38,000. Thanks for watching.